Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum. This is me, Shumala Kadir. Hope you all are fine. Students, we have our next lecture of topic volatile oils. First of all, let me to summarize my previous lecture in which we covered what are the volatile oils and their basic properties, chemistry of volatile oils, as well as the biosynthesis of volatile oils. So what are volatile oils? They are the odorous principles of plants present in various parts of the plant, maybe in the diffuse form or in the specialized structure in the plant like glandular hair, whitey, or oil glands, or in parenchyma cells that we discussed in the last lecture. And they have some basic properties like they are colorless, clear liquid, but some of them are solid, like orris oil is solid in state. They are also called ethereal oil or essential oil. Ethereal oil, why? Because of having of ether-like volatility, they are also called ethereal oil. And as they are volatile at room temperature, so they are called volatile oils. They are also called essential oils because of having of the essence or odor in the volatile constituents. Volatile oils do not produce grease on the paper like fixed oil. They are clear liquid or colorless liquid, but the color of the oil may be darkened because of exposure to the light. When they kept in exposure to light, so they can have darker color. And a few exceptions that because of having of some chemical constituent like azulene, which belong to cis-terpene group of chemical constituent of volatile oil, it is blue in color. So the blue color of chamomile oil is because of having of azulene compound. Or most of them have density lower than water, except a few like clove oil has density greater or higher than water, so its layer remain at the lower side when in combination of water we saw. They have high refractive index and are optically active. They are immiscible in water and most of their constituents are hydrophobic, and they are soluble in fat or most of the organic solvents. Now the chemistry, the volatile oil constituents are terpene and phenyl propanoid compounds. The terpene, which can be hydrocarbon or their oxygenated derivative like ketone aldehyde that are called terpenoid. So terpene or terpenoids are composed of a small unit that is 5 carbon containing isoprene unit. The units are combined in head to tail fashion and producing different type of terpenes that can be monoterpene, sesquiterpene, diterpene, triterpene. Monoterpene having 2 isoprene unit and sesquiterpene has 3 isoprene units, so number of carbon are variable in this compound. Monoterpene has 2 isoprene and 10 number of carbon. Similarly, sesquiterpene has 15 number of carbon and 3 isoprene unit, and so on. And mostly the monoterpene and sesquiterpene are present in the volatile oil. Now the second group of compounds which are present in volatile oils are phenyl propanoid compounds. They have phenyl ring and propane side chain. That is why they are called phenyl propanoid compounds. Now biosynthesis of these classes of compound, the terpene are synthesized by acetate mevalonic acid pathway that we have already studied or discussed while studying the synthesis of steroid. Now the phenylpropanoid compound are synthesized by via shikimic acid pathway. So these were the summary of my previous lecture. Now go ahead, and our today topic is extraction of volatile oil. There are different extraction techniques. There are different extraction techniques which are used for the extraction of volatile oils. Depending on the part of the plant which is having volatile oils, and feasibility, and so many other factors. So what are these techniques? Extraction by distillation, extraction by scarification and expression by applying the pressure, extraction by solvent, and extraction by enzymatic hydrolysis. Under the distillation method, we have water distillation, steam and water distillation, direct steam distillation, vacuum distillation, destructive distillation, and distillation with cohesion. Now, under the expression method, we have sponge process and equal process. Extraction by solvent can further classify into three: extraction by non-volatile solvent, extraction by volatile solvent, and extraction by supercritical fluid. Extraction by non-volatile solvent include maceration, spraying, and anchorage. The anchorage can be further classified as cold anchorage and hot anchorage. Now, come to the first technique, that is distillation. So first of all, what is distillation? Distillation is that process by which the component of a mixture based on the different boiling point are separated out. It involves the conversion of liquid into vapor state, which is then condensed back and collected in the liquid form. See the apparatus of the assembly. The plant that performs the distillation is called distillery, the whole plant. And the apparatus which is used to perform the distillation is still. Here you can see heat is applying where vapors are arising and they are condensed and then collected in the collecting flask as distillate. So what are the types of distillation which are used for extraction of volatile oils? The most traditional method is water distillation. In this process, plant is in direct contact with water, which is completely covered by water in the chamber. Water is simply boiling and with the help of a heat source, and the essential oil together with steam which are arising, or the vapors with essential oil, are condensed and then separated out. What is happening here? Actually, the boiling point of volatiles are usually so high which can decompose the constituent. Boiling with water, reducing their boiling point, or they can easily vaporize with steam, because in the mixture form with water, they are collecting or they are vaporized with steam at lower temperature, because water has the boiling point 100. So with the steam or water droplets, they are condensed and collected in the collecting flask. The yield of volatile or essential oil by this method is high, and this is a simple process. So these are two advantages or the basic advantages of water distillation. Disadvantages of this water distillation include hydrolysis and polymerization. The components which are ester are sensitive to hydrolysis, and the cyclic monoterpene, the hydrocarbons, and the aldehyde are also susceptible to polymerization because of water and the reduced pH of water, which is usually occur during the distillation. So hydrolytic reaction can occur, which can damage the actual compound or desired compound. Also, the oxygenated component like phenols comparatively high tendency to dissolve in the water, so their complete recovery from distillation or water distillation is not possible. Another disadvantage is that this water distillation, hydro distillation, is a slower process comparing with water and steam distillation or direct steam distillation. As it is a small operation process, and it may need a longer time, and during which the good quality oils may mix with the bad quality oil. So the quality of volatile oil is also compromised. Furthermore, as the heat source or the rate of heat which is applying is not controlled, so there may be damaging to the some important constituent of volatile oil and tearing of the plant material in the base of the chamber, because the direct heat is applying and plant is in direct contact with the chamber, which is having water inside. So the direct heat source to the plant in the water can cause tearing of the plant material. Now, the second distillation technique which is used for the extraction of essential oil is steam and water distillation. In this technique, the direct contact of plant material with boiling water is basically avoided by placing the plant material on a grid. See here, the plant material above the water and placed on the grid, and only the steam is generated and passes to the plant material, which then take the volatile oil constituent and then condense and collected in the collector and separate it out. So what are the advantages of this steam and water distillation technique? It also has high yield but reproducible, because of control of steam is better than water distillation. And it is also easy to operate. The cost is low because of less fuel consumption, with high capacity of plant material, that is from 100 to 2000 kg plant material can be used as a material to extract the volatile oil. This method is relatively faster than water distillation. And the components are not susceptible or less susceptible comparing the water distillation to hydrolysis and polymerization because of no direct contact with boiling water. And the quality of the oil is also better than that which is obtained by water distillation. A few disadvantages of steam and water distillation: comparatively need longer time for distillation than direct steam distillation because of low pressure of steam distillation. So the oil of higher boiling range require greater quantity of steam for vaporization. That is why the duration is increased in order to fulfill the requirement of quantity of steam. As the plant will become wet, so it also slows down the distillation process as the steam has to vaporize the water in order to condense further up the still, which is the apparatus where the plant material is placed. The third technique which is used for distilling the volatile oil is direct steam distillation, and in this process steam is basically generated in separate compartment, and this is because the high pressure of the steam increases the temperature which fulfill the requirement of the volatile oil to release and come in steam droplet and condense in the condense with condenser and collected in the collecting vessel. Because of the fact that the volatile oil may or usually have the high range of boiling point, with that steam, high pressure of steam, the temperature is basically increasing and the vapors of volatile oils form in a mixture form with steam and easily separated out. The thing to be understood here, we know that the boiling occur when the vapor pressure becomes equal to the atmospheric pressure. So the high pressure of steam enables the separation of vaporization of mixture of steam with that volatile constant, which come equal to the atmospheric pressure. That is why they are easily vaporized and collected. See here, steam is generated in another compartment, and the high pressure steam causing the increase in temperature, with the help of which the vaporization of steam and volatile constituent are formed and they are collected after the condensation. This process is more advantageous when compared with water distillation and steam and water distillation, because of the fact that steam is readily in controlled operation, and there may not be thermal decomposition of the oil constituent because pressure is increasing, which is ultimately causing the vaporization or boiling. This is basic method or usual method for the large scale oil production when comparing to other process of distillation like water distillation and steam and water distillation. Although it is the fast method and good quality yield of the volatile is obtained comparing with previous two, but the capital or the expenditure of the setup is so high. So only this process is applicable for a large scale production of the oil, which are more susceptible to heat, and which is also whenever it is cost effectively can produce. So this process is used. The fourth one, vacuum distillation. Vacuum means the pressure is reduced. while reducing the pressure of above the liquid, the boiling occur early at lower temperature that is required for the boiling of volatile constituent, and vaporization occur under the reduced pressure, and that is the reason it is called vacuum distillation. So the vacuum distillation is applicable for the fresh plant material and which are highly sensitive to the heat. So by reducing the pressure above the liquid, cause the early boiling or at low temperature boiling, because it is not necessary that temperature of the boiling temperature is occurred, but necessary is for boiling is that the necessary thing for the boiling is that the vapor pressure become equal to the atmospheric pressure. So while reducing the atmospheric pressure, the boiling can occur at low temperature. So the heat sensitive material can easily be protected, and it also thus provide the oxidation of some of the volatile oil constituent. In this method, what is basically happening? A vacuum pump is basically that. The sample with water introduced in the distilling chamber, and pressure is applied, or the vacuum is applied to basically reduce the pressure of above the liquid in order to cause vaporization. Heat is applied and the steam of the oil and water are passed down to the condenser, and finally the volatile oil is separated to the collecting flask. Here you can also see the pressure is applying and vacuum pump attached, that is reducing the pressure above the liquid. So the boiling occur and the heat sensitive constituent of the volatile oil are prevented, and good quality of volatile oil comparatively obtained as compared to other previous distillation method. So depending on the need of the chemical constituent or nature of the chemical constituent, the method of distillation is used, or the method of the distillation can be selected. Now, destructive distillation, as the name indicates, and this process destruction or decomposition is occurred. That dry distillation involve the heating in absence of air or oxygen, and heat is applied as a direct flame to the vessel, and that high temperature causing decomposition, and this method is usually or it is applicable in order to extract the essential oil with high boiling point from wood or coal. So when the wood or resin of such members of the Pinnaceae or Cupressaceae is heated without oxygen or air, the decomposition takes place or the destruction takes place, and a number of volatile oil constituents are released out. And in that case, the remaining matter is charcoal, and the volatile oil, which is condensed matter, the condensed matter of volatile the volatile condensed matter are usually separated into two layers: an aqueous layer that is containing wood naphtha, also called methyl alcohol, and the pyrogenous acid. Pyrogenous acid, that is crude acetic, It is basically due to this high heat, the decomposition occur, the pyrolysis occur. That is the change which cannot be reversed back, and it is the change which is occur due to high temperature, high supply of heat, and pyrolysis occur. That is why the product we obtain pyrogenous acid is obtained, and the tarry liquid is also obtained depending on the source. What is the source? Either it's pine or juniper. So different type of tarry liquid is obtained. It may be pine tar or juniper tar. The process you can see here, 2 layers, aqueous layer and tarry liquid is obtained by this process. Direct heat is applied. High pressure yield is applied to the powder form of the wood, and this causes the decomposition and release of volatile constituent of the volatile oil. Now, another method of distillation which is used for some of the volatile oil extraction, it is cohibition. As we know that usually the volatile oil or the volatile constant of the essential oil are hydrophobic. However, the solubility of some oil like rose oil has a quite high solubility into water. In that case, it is required to reverse back the collecting or condensed water with volatile oil to get more and more the volatile constant. So cohibition is basically the returning back of that distillate to recycle the process in order to collect the more volatile constant which may lose with water because of their solubility. Usually phenolic compound have a higher solubility in water of the volatile oil constant. So to avoid the loss in condensing water, the water is returned to the still bag, and then using water and steam distillation for redistillation processes occur. After distillation, we have another technique to obtain volatile oil, enzymatic hydrolysis. When we were discussing the mustard oil, in that lecture, we also discussed this simple reaction where allyl isothiocyanate was formed. Actually, the synergine, which is a glycoside, the A-glycone part is the volatile oil is basically producing the volatile oil. To separate this type of volatile oil, like some of the glycoside that may be like synergine that contain volatile oil, by the process of enzymatic hydrolysis, we can obtain that particular volatile oil. To obtain this production of volatile oil, in the presence of pyranosinase as an enzyme, hydrolysis reaction occur, and synergines tempo break down to sugar molecule and the volatile oil, that is allyl isothiocyanate. This is the chemical constituent which is present in the mustard, and we can obtain this volatile constituent from this glycoside by enzymatic hydrolysis. This is also important to know that the volatile oil, don't be confused with volatile oil with fixed oil. I also told earlier that both of these are different. The mustard oil, which we discussed in fixed oil, it produces grease on the paper, while the volatile oil does not produce the grease on the paper. It has aroma. So allyl isothiocyanate is volatile oil, and it is obtained by enzymatic hydrolysis. The other technique of extraction of volatile oil is the extraction by scarification and expression. In this technique, the pressure is applied and there is no heat application in this process. Only the scarification and expression can be used in this process. And this process is applicable for some of the volatile oils like lemon oil and orange oil. And these occur basically, the oil glands are present on the surface of the lemon or orange fruit. Like that, as I already told you, the oil glands are present. So by two different techniques, this oil from these oil glands are extracted out by sponge process, the first process. And this process, what is basically done, the fruit peels are removed or the fruit content are removed from the peel, and by applying the longitudinal or transfer cut, the peel is then immersed in the water and stand for the short period of time. After that, this is ready for extraction of essential oil. What then do? The operator having in one hand the sponge, and by applying from the other hand pressure, they can easily, the operator can easily take the juice or the water that is absorbed in the rain and with the oil. The operator can use the sponge in one hand, and by the other hand he applies pressure. So the oil gland burst by applying the pressure, and sponge absorb that oil with water, and that is by from this sponge is collected in the collecting vessel. Now in the collecting vessel, it is the liquid which is in turbid form, which is having water and oil. To keep it for a short period of time, we will be able to see that the oil separated out from the water, and then it is collected. As I told you that no heat is applied, so this is the process which is carried out in the cool and in the dark. Why? Because of minimizing the harmful or damaging effect of heat and light. We can, this process should be done in the dark. So the heat sensitive volatile oil can be extracted out by this method, where this method is usually applicable for the orange oil or lemon oil. Another method of expression process is equal process. Again, that was basically referring to the numerous fine projection on the apparatus. The rotary movement is applied to extract out the oil from the oil glands. In this process, the rings are ruptured mechanically by this apparatus that is having numerous pointed projection and are rotary in movement and used for the oil collection. The whole fruit is in this process is placed in the device and are mechanically ruptured by this rotary movement of the apparatus having the pointed projections, which is basically rupturing the sac for the releasing of the oil from the oil sac. The oil with the pigment are run down into the device, and then the fruit is completely pressed and squeezed to liberate the juice with oil. And this juice and oil is still having some other particles like peels and other remnants, which can be separated out by centrifugation. The separated then the juice with the oil is separated out for the extraction of oil. See here, the whole fruits are placed, and that is ruptured by this rotary movement of the fine projection containing rotary apparatus, where it is ruptured and the juice with oil is passed down further, and by squeezing this whole fruit, the juice with oil is collected, even having at that time the remnants which are then separated from the method of centrifugation, and then the liquid with oil is separated out for obtaining the volatile oil that can be orange oil or lemon oil. Another method for extraction of volatile oil is extraction by solvent. That solvent can be non-volatile oil, volatile oil, or supercritical fluid. So let us see first the extraction by non-volatile oil. This method includes some technique like enfleurage and maceration and spraying process. So in process of enfleurage, what is basically done? Although this method is not commonly used, but it is one of the oldest method, and it is the method which is traditionally used for the extraction of essential oil. In this method, fat or oil is used to capture the volatile constant. The highly purified or colorless vegetable or animal fat is used like lard, and it is spread out over the glass plate, which is called cassia, and it is allowed to set. This cases having a fat layer, and by the end of the process, either vegetable fat or animal fat become infused with the flower fragrance, and the fat that is used, which should be colorless and solid at room temperature. This enfleurage method has two types, hot and cold. The process when conducted in cold, so the hot enfleurage method, and when it is conducted by the application of heat, so it is called hot enfleurage. This is cases in cold enfleurage. The flower petals or whole flower are spread out on the top layer of the fat and then pressed. They are allowed to set for a few days, 1 to 3 days, or for a couple of weeks, depending on the flower which we are using. And during this time, their fragrance seep into the fat, and the depleted petals are replaced calmly, and the process is repeated until the fat gets its full saturation that is desired, and the final product is then is the enfleurage pomade, and the fat, it is the fat and the fragrant oil. Now this is washed with alcohol to separate this fragrant or the botanical extract, which is now captured in the fat, and the fat, the remaining fat is used to make soap. Now this is washed with, this is washed with alcohol to separate the botanical extract from the remaining fat, and that fat is used for manufacturing of soap. In case of hot enfleurage, simply the heat is applied. All the process is same as cold enfleurage, but the difference is only the application of heat to the fat layer. The second method of extraction of volatile oil by non-volatile solvent is maceration. So the essential oil can be separated out by using maceration technique. The macerated oil are also referred to as infused oil. And these carrier oils are used as solvent to extract out the therapeutic or fragrant properties of that plant material. And the benefit of that macerated oil is as compared to distilled oil is that the more of the plant essence or fragrance is captured in the oil, because there is no application of heat first of all, and because it captures the heavier and larger plant molecule that is not distilled by the process of distillation, and it not come in the distillate during distillation process. How this process is done: the plant material finely cut and crushed and then ground, and the coarse powder is then placed in the closed vessel, and the menstruum, that is solvent, is added. Now the mixture is kept for a week depending on the plant, and is then occasionally shaking, and then the liquid is strained. The mug, that is solid residue, is pressed more to recover the remaining liquid. Now the strained and expressed liquid are mixed together, which is then filtered to collect the volatile oil. Here the coarse powder is in the solvent is present. Now the solid residue is pressed then, and it is to collect the remaining liquid. Now the filtration is occurred through a funnel, and the strained and expressed liquid are mixed and then purified. This oil which is obtained, it should be stored because of its nature of volatility in the airtight container and a cool place, because application of heat can cause oxidation of some of the constituents and cause rancidity, and it should be placed in dry place, and it can be placed for up to 12 months. A macerated oil, when become cloudy, will smell bad when after the oxidation process, when it becomes rancid. The extraction by non-volatile liquids having another technique, that is spring technique. In this process, first of all, a current of warm air is sprayed through a column of the flowers that is having volatile constant or volatile oils. Then the oil or melted fat is sprayed over this oil-laden air, which then absorb and dissolve the most of the fragrance. The collected oil or the fat is then extracted out with alcohol, which is the medium for solubility of this volatile constant. The second method of extraction by solvent is the extraction by using volatile solvent, and it is the most applicable method in the perfume industry. And in this method, the essential oil is extracted out by using volatile solvents such as petroleum etherhexane by different extraction like SOx extraction. This method is advantageous over the distillation method because uniform temperature, that is usually 50 degrees centigrade, can be maintained throughout the process. As a result, the oil can restore the more natural odor because not damaging or oxidation is occur in the volatile constituent, and this is why the high quality oil is obtained, and this is the considerably importance of such technique which is used in the perfume industry. Under the technique of volatile oil extraction by solvent method or by using the solvent, we have a specialized technique, that is supercritical fluid extraction. In this method, the liquefied gases are used to dissolve the volatile constant. So carbon dioxide extraction technique is most applicable regarding the natural for capturing the natural constant of the volatile oil, and this oil also not toxic to human even. So this is not harmful gas which is used in this technique. This is why this is a very important technique to extract the essential oil. What is done in this technique? Basically, the pressurized carbon dioxide become a liquid, and this liquid remaining in the gaseous state, causing the it is pumped out to the plant, and in this state where it is pressurized to liquefied and remaining in the gaseous state, it is supercritical. And because of this liquid properties of the gas, the carbon dioxide function as a solvent in this extraction technique. And the natural plant matter are pulling out to this solvent, carbon dioxide, which is oil, and also the pigment and resin. The essential oil content which is dissolved in this gas is then brought, then the pressure is released and the carbon dioxide is brought back to the natural pressure, and this then evaporate back to the gaseous state while the oil is collected out. How it works? You see, the plant material is there, and the highly pressurized carbon dioxide gas is pumped to the towards the plant, and it is liquefied form and thus dissolve the volatile constant, and after that it is come to the separator before which the pressure is released, and because of releasing the pressure, the carbon dioxide again goes towards the gaseous form. Oil which is separated out is collected in the collecting vessel. So as the carbon dioxide is a colorless, odorless gas and can easily and completely remove by releasing the pressure, and it can easily evaporate out. So this is the method. This method is so important because of using the harmless solvent, that is liquefied carbon dioxide gas. So it can neither harmful to the human body and not even to the it is the cause of the environmental pollution. That is the basic reason because of which this technique is highly appreciated. Regarding the advantageous point of view of the essential oil that is obtained from via the supercritical extraction, supercritical fluid extraction method, while comparing with traditional distillation method. So the oil obtained by both of the method is utilized in the perfume industry. But as we talk about the quality, so the oil obtained by the supercritical fluid extraction method is of high quality. Why? Because the supercritical extraction process operates at a temperature between 95 to 100 degrees Fahrenheit, whereas in steam distillation, it operates at a temperature between 140 to 212 degrees Fahrenheit. So in steam distillation, most of the molecular composition of both the plant matter as well as essential oil are changed due to that high temperature. While the oil which is obtained by supercritical fluid extraction method, in that the carbon dioxide extract, it is closer in chemical composition to the original plant matter from which it is derived. So regarding the quality of the chemical constituent of the compound is also good in case of the oil which is obtained from the supercritical fluid extraction method when comparing with traditional distillation method. Not only the quality of the chemical constituent is good in case of the oil that is obtained from supercritical fluid extraction method as compared to the oil obtained from distillation method. The amount of the chemical constituent is also high in the oil that is extracted from that is extracted by the method of supercritical fluid extraction when comparing with steam distillation. So both the quality and quantity of the volatile constant is good in case of in case of the oil which is obtained by supercritical fluid extraction method when comparing with steam distillation. So it is all about today lecture, and we have covered the different extraction technique in this lecture. Thank you so much. Allah Hafiz.